What's up, Planeswalkers? Another day, another deck, and today we're playing something that looks familiar, but it's a deck that CGB just showed off, of course. Omniscience Mythic, June 2025. Basically, this is the Omniscience combo, but with some newer cards from Dragonstorm as we finally start to wrap up Final Fantasy. So we got the Marang River Regent. That's going to allow us to go ahead and dig more, discard a card, and Roiling Dragonstorm that allows us to get our Omniscience into the graveyard. Also, with the invasion here, the biggest plan for this deck is actually This Town Ain't Big Enough and Heroic Reinforcements. Bounce it. There's also Jeskai Revelation in the sideboard. I remember I played this deck earlier on at a point and said this deck had no win condition. It certainly does have a win condition now, but let's get into it. It's always had a win con. It's just some people didn't know what the win con was or how to do it, because what happens is you play down Omniscience from Abuelo's Awakening and you just win. The opponent concedes. That's basically how it goes. So that's what we're banking on here. Alright, opponent's going to Hopeless Nightmare. That's actually good for us. We want to discard some cards. If only we had an Omniscience in hand. By the way, if y'all are watching the video, please consider liking and subscribing. We're on our way to 1,200 subscribers, and a lot of people aren't subscribed, but I'd appreciate it if you do. If not, it's cool. I think we wait. We're gonna we might as well Moment of Truth now, right? I don't know if I want to. I think we grab the stock up. I think looking at it's just better overall. Put the Confounding Riddle for later back into our deck. Alright. Let's stock up. There's Omniscience. So we can go ahead and grab the Omniscience for sure. We want to discard it. We could go stock up also. I know we could discard it right away if we grab the Roiling Dragonstorm, but I feel like we're going to get an opportunity to discard because we're facing a discard deck from the opponent. I want to try and make them think that we're not ready. Unholy Annex, okay. Moment of Truth. Let's go ahead and I'm going to stock up first. Okay, we got a few things here. Let's go Meticulous Archive and another moment. I think we go Moment of Truth and Dispersal. If they try to create the demon, we could bounce it if it's going that long. Maybe I should have just taken the Roiling Dragonstorm here, but I thought opponent would have more discard. There it is. United Battlefront. Let's go ahead and discard 2 cards here. So we know Omniscience is going to be one. What's the other going to be, though? Maybe we just get rid of the Dispersal because, like, next turn... Well, let's do Fabled Passage just in case. Let's say next turn we should be good to go here. And there's a Roiling Dragonstorm also. We should win. Opponent's probably seen this so much. We're just going to go ahead and Abuelo's Awakening. Grab the Omniscience. And we got a 1-1. Moment of Truth coming in. Opponent concedes. That's how you win with this deck. That's how it goes. And on to the next one. Shout out Umbreon meowing in the background. I don't know if y'all can always hear, but I start doing my videos and she wants to be the star. Maybe at 2,000 subs we'll do a cat reveal. Alrighty, we got a decent hand here. No White Source and no Abuelo's Awakening yet, but that's okay. I think we definitely go Roiling Dragonstorm. Let's just get the Omniscience into the grave. That's the biggest thing. Opponent is playing white-black, so there's a chance. There is an off chance they could have graveyard hate, but there it is. Talk about magic, right? Arena, shuffler, or matchmaking, whatever you want to call it. Game 2, y'all. This is game 2, and I'm facing the main board. Rest in peace. We have a plan for that, though. Say what you will about CGB, he comes prepared. So we got some ways to bounce that. We can go ahead and definitely grind it out. We're just gonna have to get to our siege, basically, or whatever it's called, our battle. That's gonna be the biggest thing that we gotta get to. And then we'll go from there. Okay, another Omniscience. Well, that we could put into the graveyard, right? Well, let's put the land just... Yeah, I don't know why. I already forgot Rest in Peace is out. So let's not do that. So we're kind of shut down for a minute here until we can get the Rest in Peace off the battlefield. We have the means to go grab a this town ain't big enough and then bounce it back to our opponent's hand, and in the same turn Abuelo's Awakening. But we just have to get there. So let's Moment of Truth, try and find it. Okay, Suncurl Kieran, what's... Oh, they're gonna bounce that. Okay, I was like, what is opponent about to bounce their Rest in Peace? But no, they are bouncing their deal damage, which is smart. I think we could take the Spell Pierce, but I think that would be a very long-term play, and Confounding Riddle is probably a little bit better. So let's go ahead and put the Spell Pierce back into our library. I wouldn't mind getting that later. I know the River Regent is already in our hand, so I think that's good for us. We can go ahead and lay down the Fabled Passage. I think we go get another white source. Plains, We only got one left, so there we go. I kind of want to pass. Who knows what the opponent's going to play? We can hold up the Confounding Riddle and the Moment of Truth, so there is the Roiling Dragonstorm. We could be like pay 4 and they don't get it, but 2 damage and surveilling isn't much for them, and I doubt they have like 2 or 3 Rest in Peace, right? Maybe 2, but I doubt that they're running a place out of Rest in Peace. Okay, Wishclaw or Talisman. That's interesting, because if they give it to us, we just go get what we need, of course. I'm going to do the River Regent here. Draw 3, discard a card. Dang, still no battle yet. Let's get rid of the Roiling Dragonstorm. Let's do that. Alright, Floodfarm Verge. Let's go ahead and Fabled. Get an island. We're going to have to discard. I think we could just get rid of a Dispersal. Yeah, they could attack. I don't mind that, but Surveil is kind of helpful, but okay, Momentum Breaker. I'm not going to counter that. I'm going to save this. My main question about the deck the opponent's playing is, are they playing like the Jailbreak strategy? So I don't know if y'all remember, a long time ago there was an Ash Lizzle deck that was Jailbreak, that was like they play all these 2-drops and then they played the Wishclaw so that they could give you it, and then they could lock down their own stuff and then bounce their lockdown. There might be a time frame where we could do that if they do it. Otherwise, we're just really banking on getting that battle so that we can go ahead and, just pop off and hopefully get an Omniscience. So we're still looking for an Omniscience in the meantime, and then we're still looking for the battle so we can go get this town ain't big enough. Okay, we want to go ahead and put down the Verge. Let's go get a stock up. There's the Omniscience. We could grab the Omniscience and another stock up, I think. We could... Yeah, I think we have to. Then we could just double stock up this turn. Stock up again. Leave 1 mana open. There's our invasion. We got 2 invasions, actually. So we've got everything we need. As long as opponent... Let's get rid of the Roiling Dragonstorm. As long as opponent doesn't go absolutely crazy this next turn, I think we're good to go. So there's the Wishclaw. This worries me a bit, because what are they going to grab? Like, what are they going to grab that will save them? Do they have, like, Duress? If they have a duress, I think we're done for. Okay, United Battlefront. So what are they going to get? I do like these sleeves, by the way. Gorgeous. The temporary light. Wait, so they... Nice. Okay. I mean, I read them like a book here. So now we just have to discard a card, right? And I think we have just enough. If we can draw 3, we need an untapped land, which there it is. Okay. Discard an Omniscience, untapped island coming down. Abuelo's Awakening. See, never didn't have it, opponent. Never didn't have it. We will wait. And then we just go ahead and invasion. Put the invasion down. Opponent knows what's up. All we do is win. You just win with this deck. On to the next one against OG Gunthar. How's everybody doing, by the way? I saw that I saw CGB grinded to Mythic super quick with this. I've been a bit busy recently, new month, all that stuff. I'm toning it back a little bit because I'm going to be going crazy with Final Fantasy. I got like 2 pre-releases I'm doing. I'm going to be making videos. I got the days off to make videos on launch day. So bear with me, y'all. You know, we're just at this point, we're the waiting room to Final Fantasy, okay? This is a good hand. We've got the Dragonstorm. We've got an Omniscience Engrave. Opponent is playing Authority of the Council, which is a little bit of a hindrance on us because we need to get that off of the battlefield just to let us play our win con because we're using the Heroic Reinforcements versus the other one that's like just Drain. There's the Abuelos. Let's pitch another Omniscience and just really hope they don't have, like, Rest in Peace, right? Floodfarm Verge. I think we go for the Abuelos here. Opponent might have a counter spell, but, I mean, if they do, there's a long game ahead. Nice, they got the counter spell. So 3 steps ahead. The opponent is definitely 3 steps ahead. That's fine. Never concede too early. You know, you never know what opponent's gonna do or what they've got or what they don't got. So let's go ahead and Fabled Passage. Do we Moment of Truth first or do we stock up? I think we stock up. Look at the top 5. Opponent could have countered that. We could go Invasion. I think we want to take the Confounding Riddle and the Spell Pierce. We already have an Invasion in hand. I'm hoping that we can go ahead and play down an island here at the end of their turn. Momentum of Truth. Or Moments, not Momentum of Truth. We want to gain Momentum. Okay, Monument. Okay. We could try to Spell Pierce it. But I don't know. I think we allow it. If everything goes right, we Moment of Truth, we can get an Abuelo's Awakening. I'm going to Spell Pierce that, though, because they're tapping out. And now we have the Pylon. Maybe we should have let that Charter Course come through, but we're risking it for the biscuit here. Moment of Truth, no Awakening. Dang, okay. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. We've got the River Regent and we've got the Confounding Riddle. Opponent might be set up here. We might not be able to stop him. Oh, well, never mind. I guess that's a win and on to the wrap up. So yeah, this is a familiar deck, but some new cards that made it better. I think this is one of the highest win rate decks out there. If you take a look on like Untapped, it's like 70% or something for some decks that people are playing. I just did a quick 3-0 with this, and that's how it went. So I would highly recommend it. It's a fun deck if you don't mind this kind of play style, but once again, thank you to everybody who's shown support. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you are interested. And first and foremost, last but not least, you are doing everything right today, and you matter. Goodbye.